I'm Jim Madigan. Welcome to a WGBY Connecting Point web exclusive. With me is Kevin Jourdain, attorney, veteran member of the Holyoke City Council, more than 2 decades, president of the Holyoke City Council, and you served as a delegate to this year's Republican National Convention. Thanks for coming in, sir. Always good to see you.
Great to see you, Jim.
What does it mean to an individual to be chosen, your party, your peers, a candidate, a campaign you support, to be a national convention delegate? It's a big deal.
It's a big deal, a really big deal. It's very hard to get elected, number one. There was a caucus back in April 30th in Ludlow where all the Republicans gather, the 1st Congressional District, and only 3 are selected. I did have the honor of being the number 1 vote getter by my Republican voters at this caucus to go to the National Convention. And basically what that means is represent the 1st Congressional District at the Republican National Convention. Really an honor, and I've enjoyed every minute of it.
At both the Democratic and the Republican conventions this year, one of the things that was noted was that with Bernie Sanders' forces kind of drawing in a somewhat new crowd, and Donald Trump drawing a lot of new and independent folks toward the Republican Party, there were a lot of novice politicians, if you even want to use this word, people who'd never been to a convention before, participating as delegates. You've been there, I think 5 times. This was the 5th time as a delegate.
Yeah.
What was your sense? Did it feel different? Did you have that sense of there are a lot of people here, there's new blood, a lot of folks who haven't been part of this in the past?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, I think Donald Trump brought out a whole nother crowd, and you saw it at the caucus, people you had never seen before who had an interest, people who had just registered as Republicans, first-time voters, and you saw that in the delegation. One thing as myself who's gone to a number of these is the people that go to the conventions as delegates throughout Massachusetts, much different. A lot of very much first-time people.
I got to talk to you about one of the things that I have found so cool a couple of times. I've been privileged to get to cover or attend in some way a national political convention. Everywhere you look, whether you're up on the bleachers watching or you're down on the floor, you turn 360 degrees, there's a famous face there. There's a movie star there. There's a politician you've admired or maybe not for forever and ever. And you can walk right up, interact, chat with these people. It's just an amazing event to be part of.
It's absolutely a spectacle. The way I can describe it is if you like politics, it's like going to the Super Bowl. It's just amazing. Literally in 1 minute, you could be speaking to some senator. The next minute, I was talking to Don King, then to Marcus Luttrell. It's a real who's who of different celebrities and different people. And where the Massachusetts delegation was located on the floor, we had the VIP box, sort of with the Trump family and Mike Pence and the other celebrities that they came in. Senator Bob Dole, the former nominee, he was there and looking good, by the way, at his, I think he's about 90 years old now. And but really, yeah, absolutely captivating experience.
And it really is an amazing thing because, as you mentioned, some of the stars, some of the personalities, you walk up, you introduce yourself from your state, and they want to talk to you too. They want, how's the campaign looking where you are? What's happening on the ground where you are? There's a real give and take. There's not too often the brush off that you might get normally.
Everybody, for example, I just walked up to Newt Gingrich, had my picture taken with him, or Chris Wallace, who does, Fox News. Hey, will you have a picture taken? Absolutely. Come on over, talk. How's this going? How's that? How do you see things? Talk about Holyoke. Talk about Western Mass, and then they'll talk about what part of the country they're from and what they're saying. It's really a unique experience.
Let's talk about the candidate that you're backing, Donald Trump.
Yes.
What's your own comfort level with the candidate? He shoots from the lip. He's proud of it. Talked about banning Muslims because of terrorist attacks. Got into really a messy fight with a Muslim Gold Star family. Took a lot of criticism. Talked about building a wall to keep illegal immigrants out. That offended a lot of Latinos. You come from a city with a significant Latino population. Sure. What's your sense of the guy you're backing?
Well, I think he's tremendously qualified for the job. I think really uniquely qualified for a country that has a $21 trillion debt. Barack Obama, let's remember, thought that George Bush was morally reprehensible to leave the country with an $8 trillion debt. As he leaves office, that debt will exceed $21 trillion. Let's also, I feel he's also being mischaracterized throughout the media in many regards. with a number of these. Just take a few of the points that you've made there. Number one, with the wall. Everybody, I think, or a large majority of citizens agree that the wall should be built. This country is the most receptive as it comes to legal immigration. Legal, we take in 1.5 million citizens a year legally. The problem is, and it's really mind-boggling to many, that people actually think that illegal immigration is a good thing for the country. As far as the Muslim ban goes, that was a travel ban for people coming into the country that were unscreened and did not know their intentions coming in. This is not the free travel of Muslim citizens of the United States coming in. This is people, foreign nationals coming in from other countries, traveling to the United States. He's also talked about Secretary Clinton's proposal to bring literally hundreds of thousands of Syrians, unscreened refugees, into the United States. A completely insane proposal, where here it only takes one or two to have a wholesale murder incident. We need to be really serious about our national security. And instead of playing pandering and politics, what he's saying is, let's make sure we have this in place to protect the American people. And so, all of this thing turns into the typical Democratic racial pandering games of, he's against Muslims, he's against Latinos. It's these wild exaggerations. It's not. He's against illegal immigration, which most people are opposed to, and he's against unscreened nationals coming in from other countries, just walking into the border. I mean, this is just common sense, but this is the nature of politics today. These exaggerations, this hyperbole. And so we have to, let's focus it on what's really going on here for the policies. And I think if we do that, we're going to see a candidate that's very concerned about the national debt, also concerned about growing the economy. And so.
Kevin Jourdain, thanks for coming in, giving us your perspective on the summer's political events and the coming fall campaign. Appreciate it.
It's going to be very interesting. Looking forward to it.